Welcome to the Six Figure Flipper Podcast, where we broadcast weekly interviews with real estate investors from around the globe to empower you on your wealth building journey ahead. Here's your host, Matty A.
Woo! Welcome into the Six Figure Flipper episode number 1. I am fired up. I am super excited to be here with you guys today, and thanks for checking out the show. You're obviously listening to this particular interview because it's new and maybe caught your attention, whether you are a 9-to-5er and you're looking for a little side hustle, something to create more wealth, or you've always been interested in investing in real estate, or maybe you are a current, beginner real estate investor. You're looking to scale your business, take it to that next level, or maybe you are a seasoned investor and you're looking to tap into the brains of some of these 6, 7, even 8-figure individuals that I'm interviewing on this show. You're in the right place. There are a lot of different listening options, blogs, books, communities, things that are out there and available to you on a daily, hourly, minute basis. And I'm grateful that you are here checking out the Six Figure Flipper. This is going to be a quick little interview, some housekeeping, a little bit about myself and who I am, right? Who is this community for? Who is going to be on the show? What you're going to get on this channel and some of the different tools and resources that are available, what we're going to be covering. But I want to make sure that you have an idea of what the Six Figure Flipper is, why we're different, and how we can help you accomplish your real estate investing goals. I want to first start and say that, I'm going to share a little bit about my story and some of the success I've had. Definitely a lot of failures along the way, my majestic failures, I like to call them, because they've been the stepping stones of success for me to get to where I'm at today. And I still fail every single day. Just like you, I'm a human being. So no matter where you're at, whether it's my story, one of the guests that you hear on this show and their story, know that there's something you can extract from that and you can learn and implement and pair with your unique skill set, your unique experiences, and create the result that you desire to have and achieve through real estate investing. So with that being said, wholesaling, real estate investing with flipping or buying and holding, whether it's multifamily, we're going to be covering it all on this show. And I'm bringing in the top individuals that I have in my network. And obviously we're expanding well out of that now, but I've been fortunate enough to be in some of the most intimate masterminds in the world with some of the top real estate professionals and investors from a retail side, from an investing side, from a business entrepreneurship side. So I'm going to be covering a lot of different topics on this real estate investing umbrella, and knowing that there are many different ways to unlock financial freedom, to create wealth in this vehicle. So we want to explore all of those ins and outs. I stay in one of my particular lanes, which is house flipping, right? And look to go deep and dive into that. I'm a big believer in any area that you want to succeed at the highest level in, and going a mile deep and an inch wide before what most people do, going a mile wide and an inch deep. And so as you hear some of these speakers, investors, guests, knowledge, and information on here, be very tactical in what you look to implement, and maybe put on the shelf some of the things that you want to do moving forward and over time. But have the content meet you where you're at, and be strategic in what you choose to take on. And most importantly, how some of these things that you're going to learn are going to change your life. So fired up. With that being said, I always like to kick off every single interview and episode, and you will see this, with some kind of free item of value or gift. I have all kinds of freebies, tools, tutorials, items on my website and the YouTube channel, mattaitchison.com, or the YouTube channel, Matt Aitchison. If you're not subscribed, feel free to go over there and subscribe, because every single week there is REI tips, there's interviews, there's trainings and tutorials, all in the real estate investing space, as well as more of the, lifestyle in regards to, entrepreneurship, business ownership, leadership, mindset, and these things go hand in hand. If you are thinking that entrepreneurship is separate from the other areas of your life, they are all inclusive, right? If you're having a bad day with your wife or your spouse or your partner, or you are not taking care of your health, that's going to impact you being at your greatest state and showing up at a high level in your real estate investing business. The results you get, the deals you get, the conversations you're brought into, the networking opportunities you are, given. All of those things start in the mind and the foundational principles of the human, and the aspects that your personal life bring to your real estate investing game. So we covered it all on the YouTube channel, so feel free to check that out. And if you're not subscribed to the podcast yet, my ask is to have anybody that got some great value from this show and our upcoming guests to subscribe to the podcast, to leave a review in iTunes, to let iTunes land, to let the world know that there's some value in this channel, in this medium, and there's some stuff that could change someone's life that may be looking or searching for this kind of content, real estate investing specifically. So by you liking, by you, subscribing and leaving a review, not only am I super grateful for putting out this free content, it's a great way for letting us know that you're gaining something from it and other people will too. All right, so with that being said, I want to give you guys just a little bit of a breakdown of who I am, and I figured it'd be a good way to kind of kick off this launch of the podcast to be a little bit more in tune with who the hell is this dude, Matty A, or Matt Aitchison, who's going to be in my earbuds for the next 30, 45 minutes, or when we have our hour interviews. And what does he stand for? What's he all about? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm very particular in who I allow to speak into my life. Not only based on, if it's going to be a virtual mentor, if it's going to be somebody that is going to be giving me value, I want to make sure that this person's aligned with not only who I am and my core values, but is aligned with and has the lifestyle that I want to create, right? That has the connections in the network that I want to tap into, that has the experiences and wisdom and knowledge that I may not have yet, right? And so I wanted to give you guys a little backdrop on that real fast. So I am a former realtor, and I'm going to kind of leave some of the previous backdrop of me being expelled from high school, arrested in college, and long story short, I decided my past wasn't going to equal my future, and this life that I wanted to live, this freedom of lifestyle and over time, and to do what I want and when I want, those actions that would produce that kind of lifestyle, I was not embodying or acting out in my daily life. The audio of what I said I wanted in my life was not matching my video and what I was doing in my life. And so some harsh realities smacked me upside the head and said, this is either going to be your future, or you can choose something different and do something different and act different and think different. And I took on that challenge when I was 19 years old, and that led me heavily into the personal development space. That led me heavily into business entrepreneurship. And when I graduated from college, I moved back. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And real estate, was one of those things that had been planted in my head for a very long time. At a young age, my mom was taking me to real estate investing seminars at 12, 13, 14. I was seeing these people sell from the stage and, individuals running to the back of the room, swiping their credit card and spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a pop for some of these courses. And to see some of these case studies, these success stories of, multi-million dollar producers and multi-million dollar investors making deals happen in, hours and collecting six-figure paychecks. This lifestyle, this opportunity was insane to me, right? And so fast forward to when I graduated from college, I was kind of making up this checklist of all these things that I wanted to accomplish in my career. And I wanted to work with people that I wanted to work with, and I wanted to help them accomplish their goals. I wanted, freedom and flexibility over my schedule and my time. I wanted the ability to make a difference in my community. I didn't want any ceiling on what I could accomplish financially or, the achievements I could, create and capture throughout the year. I wanted this, this limitless career. And most importantly, the one thing that I think a lot of people forget is I wanted something that allowed me to create wealth. I wanted something that was going to allow me to sustain this lifestyle, but also transfer it when the time came. And when I was looking at all of these boxes and all these things written down on my piece of paper, there was only a few things that really allowed me to check them all off. And those two vehicles were entrepreneurship and business ownership, or owning and investing real estate. And I figured, why not pair the two together? So that actually led me to getting my real estate license. And I ended up going into partnership with a gal named Rachel Adams, who's a great friend of mine, now ex-business partner. But for the first 5 years of our entrepreneurial journey together, we built up Aitchison Adams real estate team. We were doing $40 million a year in real estate volume, which to the average agent, that's massive. To the larger agent, that's okay. You're doing some okay things, right? Some of these big real estate teams and brokerages and companies out there now doing 100, 200, 300 million in real estate sales per year, which is mind-boggling, right? So it shows you the disparity and the differences between some of the real estate teams and professions and opportunities that are out there, right? So we were, had a team of 7. A couple admin. We were traveling and speaking and teaching other young entrepreneurs in the real estate space how to build a team and, how to fail your way forward, and some of the mistakes that we had learned, in leadership and systems and organization and infrastructure and all of these things that you don't know as a young entrepreneur, right? You don't just put a chip in your brain and go, okay, I'm going to be the best real estate investor there is now. All right, I'm going to lead like Tony Robbins and inspire my people to go out and perform at the highest level that they can today, right? So there was all these learning curves and failing our way forward that got us to that 40 million a year in sales and having team members and speaking and traveling and doing all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I was grinding. I mean, that was, 70, 80, 90, sometimes 100-hour-a-week grind, because that's what was necessary in the beginning to get this real estate business off the ground. But ended up being ranked by Wall Street Journal top 1,000 teams 2 years back to back. And that's right around the time that I was considering leaving the team because I was, one, more passionate about the space I was moving into, as well as it reminded me, going back to that checklist, all the boxes that I had initially checked. Real estate investing, this vehicle, this space, was 10 times more aligned than being on the retail side of real estate. And I saw so many people grinding and chasing these commissions and, just being stressed out all the time and not having control over their time, their schedule, not making the money that they wanted to make, and almost being in this rat race of just being a business owner, but really your business owned you. And I was one of those people. And so in the years that we were building that up, I started flipping houses as well. And I worked for a guy for about 10 months for free. And I learned all the intricacies of his business, the things to do, not to do, how to negotiate with contractors, how to run a project, how to find these deals, how to negotiate and, fund these deals. And there were all of these different things that I learned at the time. I thought I was just this grunt and I was a little bit bitter, and yet I still had the mindset of I'm learning and I'm growing. But I didn't make a dime working with that guy. But I can tell you that guy made me a whole hell of a lot of money moving forward because of what I learned from him. So I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity. And that led me to finding my first flip, which I netted 6 figures on in 2012, and went on to flip 160 plus houses to date to where I'm at today. And that's ranging all around Northern California, from Sacramento all the way out to Silicon Valley and the peninsula of South San Francisco and San Jose, and close to the Facebooks and Apples and Googles. And I'm in a very cool and rare market, and I'm very grateful for that because of some of the opportunities that I've run into out here. And I know those have enabled me to create some success and cover some ground. But at the same time as I was building up this flipping business, I saw that I was referring out a lot of business to contractors. And I remember reading the book Snowball by Warren Buffett and seeing that he had created this ecosystem of businesses that were almost like a community where their services were complementary to one another, these ancillary businesses that could cross-pollinate. And so I saw an opportunity to partner and start building and growing a construction company. And so Anytime one of our retail clients on our real estate team wanted to remodel their house and we could sell it for top dollar, we'd send them over to the construction team and generate some revenue there. And anytime that, one of the retail clients had a fixer or beat up house and they wanted a cash offer and didn't want to list it, wanted to get out quick, they'd come over to the flipping company. Or anytime my flipping company efforts with our thousands of direct mailers that go every month, or our pay-per-click, or our bandit signs, or other agent relationships, anytime I flipped a house, it would go over to the construction company and I'd generate revenue there, and then I'd relist it over through the real estate team and we'd get a commission there. And then on top of that, when I sold the flip, I would get all the flip profits on top of that. So 3 buckets right there, right? And there were all these different ways that I could cross-pollinate and grow. As the tides rose in the bay, so did all the ships that were in the bay. And so that gave me a great opportunity to expand my reach, to grow different wealth building and vehicles and income streams through the different companies. And I realized that I was putting way more time into the retail real estate team, which ultimately wasn't my passion. It was a stepping stone for getting me to my place of passion, which was being a full-time real estate investor, scaling that company, creating other vehicles for others to learn through, some of the education and the tools and the resources that I wish I had as a real estate investor when I was scaling, my investing company and getting into the real estate space. And so that's where I created, and hence the Six Figure Flipper, the podcast you're listening to, the Six Figure Flipper course community with students and investors from all around the country that are flipping and on the platform now. And this is a community of like-minded individuals that are here to not only empower themselves and to gain, the extra necessary kind of edge in their market and to achieve their goals in real estate investing, but to also collectively create this community of people who are on the same path, who have the same purpose, who can learn and grow from one another, who can cross-pollinate, who can do deals together, who can share knowledge, resources. And that's been so invigorating and exciting to me, and that's why I'm so fired up about this podcast. So I was able to build up this ecosystem, and then I realized, after creating some wealth in it, that I ultimately wanted to play in my passion zone as much as I possibly could, and that was real estate investing, and obviously allowed me to build a 7-figure rental portfolio, which I'm scaling and continuing to build and grow and learn. But I want you guys to know that I'm just like you. I am just another student of the game, and I'm always looking for my next teacher, and I'm very intentional about going out and finding them. And that's where I get to bring those people to you guys to share some of their wisdom, their knowledge, their experiences, so you can hopefully take some of these things that apply to your journey where you're at and 10x those, to shorten those learning curves, to avoid mistakes you might make otherwise, to tap into the collective wisdom that hopefully this show is going to bring you. So I'm fired up. I'm here to support and serve you on your real estate investing journey, to meet you wherever you are at, because I can relate. And if you are, light years down the road for me, then I am fired up that I get to connect with you and that I get to meet and share and hopefully give value to where you're at. And if you are just getting going, man, strap in. It's going to be a hell of a ride. And just know that you have everything you need in you to make this happen. You may just not know where to find it yet. So that's the goal of this, is to identify blind spots, to create new action plans, to give you the accountability, motivation, inspiration, and the game plan that you might need, the clarity, the game plan, and the accountability to go out there and make some difference. So this is not the law of attraction type podcast. We're going to talk about some mindset stuff, but this is the law of action podcast, where you're going to get out there and get in the trenches and make some things happen and cover as much ground as you possibly can, because not only do you deserve it, your family deserves it, and you shouldn't let anybody else who has fears or negative beliefs or all these limitations around them, and the people that gave up on their real estate investing dreams or had a failure in the real estate investing space and decided to give up, you should not let those people hold you back from taking action in your space. Too many people take advice from quitters. If somebody quit in real estate investing, why the hell are you listening to them, right? Go in and tap into the channels, the people, the experiences, and the relationships that are going to serve you and move you closer to achieving your real estate investing dreams. And that's what we're going to do here on this podcast. So fired up to have you guys here. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you want to check it out on YouTube and see actual videos, trainings, tutorials, I invite you to come over to the Matt Aitchison YouTube channel and check that out. And just tweet me. Hit me up on Instagram, official Matty A. That's the handle for all of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I love connecting with you guys. And honestly, the content that you want to hear or the problems that you're having that you need solutions to, that's what I want to know about. That's what I want to be able to go and create content in, or find the experts who have what we need in order to get around those things, to use those adversities to our advantage, and to make the strides and the gains that we're all here to make, which is to learn, which is to grow, and which is to create this epic lifestyle that we all know and see, right? I know you have somebody in your world that you go, man, they created that. I want that. I'm no different than them. I just need to figure out how to do it, right? Whether it's a mindset shift, whether it's a tactical or a strategy shift, whether it's an environment or, a peer group shift, all of these things you can get here on this show. So let's get after it. Let's get going. I got some amazing guests and interviews coming up for you guys. These are top people. I wanted to start this whole show off with a bang. So I put a lot of my heavy hitters on the front end because I know you guys are going to get some great value from these people. So with that being said, keep investing in yourself. Keep investing in your wealth. We're going to make this one hell of a ride. I'll see you guys on the flip side.